On this day in history, October 7th. October 7, 3761 BC marks the epoch reference date, or start, of the modern Hebrew calendar, also known as the Anno Mundi, year of the world calendar. This date represents the traditional beginning of the world according to Jewish belief, based on biblical calculations. It is the foundational date for the Jewish calendar, which is used to determine the dates of Jewish holidays and religious observances. On October 7, 1513, during the War of the League of Cambrai, Spain achieved a significant victory over the Republic of Venice. This conflict was part of a series of Italian wars fought between major European powers over dominance in Italy. The defeat weakened Venice's power and influence in Europe, though it remained an important maritime and trade power for years to come. On October 7, 1571, the Battle of Lepanto was fought between the Holy League, a coalition of European Catholic maritime states, and the Ottoman Empire. This naval engagement took place in the Gulf of Patras off the coast of Greece, and marked the first major defeat of the Ottoman navy. The battle is significant because it halted Ottoman expansion into the Western Mediterranean, and is celebrated as a turning point in the struggle between Christian Europe and the Muslim Ottomans. The victory was attributed to the leadership of Don John of Austria. On October 7, 1691, King William III issued the charter for the province of Massachusetts Bay, merging the Massachusetts Bay Colony with the Plymouth Colony and other nearby territories. This charter granted greater autonomy to the colony, but also made it more accountable to the British Crown. It played a significant role in shaping the governance of New England and set the stage for tensions between the colonies and Britain that eventually led to the American Revolution. On October 7, 1763, King George III issued the Royal Proclamation of 1763, closing indigenous lands in North America, north and west of the Allegheny Mountains, to white settlement. This proclamation aimed to stabilize relations between Britain and Native American tribes by regulating colonial expansion and settlement in newly acquired territories following the 7 Years' War. However, it angered colonists eager to move westward, sowing seeds of discontent that contributed to the American Revolution. On October 7, 1777, American forces led by General Benedict Arnold and Horatio Gates defeated the British Army under General John Burgoyne in the Second Battle of Saratoga, also known as the Battle of Bemis Heights. This victory was decisive in compelling Burgoyne to surrender 10 days later, marking a turning point in the American Revolutionary War. The victory helped secure French support for the American cause, significantly altering the course of the war. On October 7, 1826, the Granite Railway, one of the first railroads in the United States, began operations in Massachusetts. Chartered by the Massachusetts legislature, the railway was designed to transport granite from quarries in Quincy to the Neponset River for shipment. The Granite Railway is considered a precursor to the modern railroad system in the United States, and played an important role in the development of rail transport technology. On October 7, 1868, Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, held its opening day ceremonies. With an initial enrollment of 412 students, it boasted the highest number of students at any American university up to that time. Cornell was founded on the principles of providing education in both the liberal arts and practical sciences, welcoming students of all races, genders, and religions, which was groundbreaking for the era. On October 7, 1879, Germany and Austria-Hungary signed the Dual Alliance, a defensive military agreement in which both nations pledged to support each other in case of an attack by Russia. This alliance was part of a larger series of diplomatic moves that shaped European geopolitics in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The Dual Alliance became a cornerstone of the Central Powers during World War I. On October 7, 1912, the Helsinki Stock Exchange held its first transaction. The stock exchange became an important financial institution in Finland, providing a marketplace for companies to raise capital through the sale of stocks and bonds. It continues to play a central role in the country's financial system. On October 7, 1913, Ford Motor Company introduced the first moving vehicle assembly line, revolutionizing the manufacturing process. This innovation drastically reduced the time it took to build a car, making vehicles more affordable and accessible to the general public. The assembly line became the standard for mass production in industries worldwide, contributing to the rise of consumer culture in the 20th century. On October 7, 1916, Georgia Tech defeated Cumberland University in a college football game with a score of 222-0, the most lopsided game in American football history. The game became infamous due to the extreme imbalance between the teams, and remains a record for the highest score in any football game. On October 7, 1919, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines was founded in the Netherlands. KLM is the oldest airline still operating under its original name. The airline has played a key role in the history of commercial aviation and remains a major international carrier. On October 7, 1949, the German Democratic Republic, GDR, also known as East Germany, was formally established. The GDR was a communist state created in the Soviet-occupied zone of post-World War II Germany and existed until the fall of the Berlin Wall and German reunification in 1990. It was a key player in the Cold War, aligned with the Soviet Union. On October 7, 1950, Mother Teresa established the Missionaries of Charity in Kolkata, India. The organization was dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor, providing care for the sick, the hungry, and the destitute. The work of the Missionaries of Charity brought global recognition to Mother Teresa, who was later awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her humanitarian efforts. On October 7, 1959, the Soviet space probe Luna 3 transmitted the first-ever photographs of the far side of the Moon. This groundbreaking achievement provided humanity with its first glimpse of the Moon's previously unseen surface, and was a major milestone in the early days of the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States. On October 7, 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed the ratification of the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, which prohibited nuclear weapon tests in the atmosphere, outer space, and underwater. The treaty was a significant step toward controlling the nuclear arms race during the Cold War, reflecting a desire to limit the environmental and health impacts of nuclear testing. On October 7, 1985, 4 men from the Palestine Liberation Front hijacked the Italian cruise ship MS Achille off the coast of Egypt. During the hijacking, they took the passengers and crew hostage and killed an American tourist, Leon Klinghoffer. The incident drew widespread international condemnation and brought attention to the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. On October 7, 1988, a hunter discovered 3 gray whales trapped under the ice near Barrow, Alaska. This sparked a massive international effort to free the whales, involving both the US and Soviet governments. The event garnered widespread media attention and highlighted concerns about the impact of climate change on wildlife. On October 7, 1996, Fox News Channel began broadcasting. Founded by media mogul Rupert Murdoch and led by Roger Ailes, Fox News quickly rose to prominence as a major cable news network in the United States, known for its conservative viewpoints and influential role in shaping American media and politics. On October 7, 1998, Matthew Shepard, a gay student at the University of Wyoming, was found tied to a fence after being brutally beaten by 2 young men in Laramie, Wyoming. He died 5 days later. The murder shocked the nation and brought attention to the issue of hate crimes against LGBTQ+ individuals, leading to calls for stronger legal protections. On October 7, 2001, the United States began its invasion of Afghanistan, launching airstrikes and covert operations against Taliban forces in response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. This marked the beginning of the War on Terror and the longest conflict in American history, which lasted until the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. On October 7, 2008, asteroid 2008 TC-3 entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded over Sudan. This was the first time an asteroid impact had been detected prior to its entry into Earth's atmosphere, marking a milestone in planetary defense efforts. On October 7, 2023, Hamas and other Palestinian militant groups launched a coordinated attack on Israel, resulting in the deaths of around 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and the capture of more than 240 hostages, including civilians and soldiers. This attack marked the beginning of the Israel-Hamas war, triggering widespread violence and international concern over the escalation of the conflict. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you next time.